Do you know how much Cha Hyein respects Sung Jin-Woo? Or what about Igris? How much does Jin-Woo's loyal shadow really respect his master? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down in today's video. We'll be giving each character a percentage of how much they respect Jin-Woo, starting with the ones who have the least respect, working our way up to the ones who have the most. So, let's get right into it with the first character, Candiaru, or as most people know him by, the Architect. This guy doesn't just have no respect for Jin-Woo, he's got negative respect, minus 20%. Candiaru is a straight-up psychopathic, egotistical maniac who despises humanity to his core. So, when Ashbourne made the choice to make Jin-Woo his vessel, Candiaru completely lost it. He saw Jin-Woo as nothing more than a weak, insignificant human who didn't deserve to become Ashbourne's vessel. Next up is Tarnak, who's got minus 15% respect for Jin-Woo. Like the Architect, Tarnak can't stand humanity and thinks it's downright insulting that someone like Jin-Woo, a mere human, would become the next Shadow Monarch. But here's the thing, even Tarnak can't ignore how strong Jin-Woo becomes over time. Still, his hatred for humans runs so deep that he could never respect Jin-Woo. Moving on to another monarch, we've got Queresha, the Monarch of Plague, with minus 10% respect for Jin-Woo. Known as the Queen of Insects, Queresha sees all her insect minions as her precious children. So, when she saw Biru, the Shadow of the Ant King, and under Jin-Woo's control, she was not happy. She wanted Biru to break free and submit to her as his true mother. So naturally, this turned into a personal grudge against Jin-Woo, as she absolutely hated that he had control over her child. And now for the last character in the less than 0% respect club, we've got Hwang Dong-soo with minus 10% respect. This guy straight up hates Jin-Woo, and for one very personal reason, Jin-Woo killed his brother, Hwang Dong-suk. That grudge ran so deep that Dong-soo literally dropped everything and flew from the United States to Korea just to track Jin-Woo down and take him out. But when he found out Jin-Woo was stuck in a red gate, he lost his shot and stormed back to the US, fuming. Dong-soo is the textbook definition of a selfish, murderous meathead. He doesn't value human life at all, except for his brothers, of course, so yeah, he really doesn't have any respect for Jin-Woo. Alright, let's get into Hwang Dong-soo's brother, Hwang Dong-suk, who's got 0% respect for Jin-Woo. This guy had absolutely no respect for anyone he thought was beneath him, and he saw both Jin-Woo and Jin-ho as nothing more than disposable E-rank hunters whose only purpose in life was to be sacrificed so he could make an easy profit on his raid. Even when Jin-Woo revealed his true strength, turning the whole situation around, Dong-suk didn't gain even an ounce of respect for him. Nope, all he wanted to do was kill Jin-Woo out of pure rage and desperation. Let's move on to someone who's actually got some respect for Jin-Woo, Kong Tae-shik, who's got 35% respect. Now, Tae-shik's a pretty ruthless guy, but he's also got respect for anyone stronger than him. When he faced off against Jin-Woo during the Dungeon and Prisoners arc, things didn't exactly go his way, as Jin-Woo ended their fight with a brutal stab to the chest. But here's the thing, Tae-shik didn't go out bitter or full of hate. Instead, he accepted his loss with dignity, fully acknowledging Jin-Woo's strength. And before he died, Tae-shik even took the time to warn Jin-Woo about the dangers of power, pointing out how easy it is to lose yourself when chasing strength. So in the end, Tae-shik might have lost the fight, but he gave credit where it was due. And that's why he's got more respect for Jin-Woo than some. Now we've got a national level hunter, Liu Zhigang, and this guy's got 55% respect for Jin-Woo. Now Zhigang is one of the strongest hunters on the planet, and someone at his level doesn't hand out respect easily. But when it comes to Jin-Woo, oh, he's got plenty of respect. Zhigang straight up told a Chinese reporter that Jin-Woo wasn't just stronger than him, he was worlds above him. And if anyone doubted that, well, he thought they were fools. We also see how Zhigang treats those he respects, as after the International Guild Conference, he went up to Jin-Woo, shook his hand, and even congratulated him for putting Thomas Andre in his place. So Zhigang's respect is earned, not given, and Jin-Woo definitely earned it in his eyes. Next up, we've got Bak Yoon-ho, who's got 60% respect for Jin-Woo. This guy was one of the first to really understand what made Jin-Woo so terrifying. His strength had no ceiling. So when Yoon-ho realized Jin-Woo would just keep getting stronger, he was absolutely shocked. Like, how is that even fair? But it wasn't just shock, it was admiration. Yoon-ho respected Jin-Woo's power and potential, and he even said to Jin-Woo, "I always believed that a single hero couldn't end a war by himself. But after recent events, I'm starting to think that maybe I was wrong." That's a huge statement, especially coming from someone like Yoon-ho, who's no pushover himself. Moving on to another national level hunter, Thomas Andre, who's got 65% respect for Jin-Woo. After their intense battle in the States, where Jin-Woo nearly ended him, Thomas didn't hold a grudge. Instead, he showed nothing but respect. But what really earned Jin-Woo his respect wasn't just his crazy power, it was his honor. And Thomas absolutely hates owing people anything, doing literally anything to make sure that he's even. So, that's why he flew all the way to Korea just to treat Jin-Woo to a meal and give him Kamish's wrath, which was his way of paying Jin-Woo back for sparing his guildmates after they attacked him. Next up is Kim Sang-shik, who has 70% respect for Jin-Woo. Now, if you remember the double dungeon, Kim wasn't exactly the picture of bravery. He ditched Jin-Woo, Ju-hee, and Chi-yul to save his own skin by running through the gates. But, that said, Kim wasn't all bad. After making it out of the double dungeon alive, the guilt of leaving Jin-Woo and the others behind really ate away at him. He genuinely believed that the only reason he survived was because of Jin-Woo, and it weighed on his conscience. So, before he died, Kim finally came clean and apologized to Jin-Woo for his cowardice. That apology, even at the end, showed he wasn't just some heartless coward. He truly respected Jin-Woo and wanted to make things right. Now, we've got Woo Jin-chul, and he's got 95% respect for Jin-Woo. Jin-chul first witnessed Jin-Woo's raw power up close during the Ajin Guild raid when he was sent to observe Jin-Woo in action. So, when Jin-Woo took down the dungeon boss with a single strike, Jin-chul was left completely stunned. He was drained just from watching Jin-Woo's overwhelming strength. Later, when Jin-Woo and Jin-ho were heading to the International Guild Conference, Jin-chul was assigned as their bodyguard. But he of course knew they didn't need protection, so he was incredibly embarrassed, especially when Jin-ho teased him about it. So, bottom line, Jin-chul sees Jin-Woo as an absolute beast, and he truly respects him. Another character with 95% respect for Jin-Woo is Hang Song-yi. When we first met her, she wasn't exactly the nicest, and she had also dropped out of high school to chase the fast money that came with being a hunter. But all that changed after her near-death experience during the Red Gate incident, where Jin-Woo stepped in and saved her life. After that, she started to see Jin-Woo in a completely different light. Instead of calling him Mr., she began referring to him by his first name. And she also made some big life decisions after the incident, like going back to school to finish her education, as she realized she would never reach the kind of strength that Jin-Woo had. In the end, Song-yi respects not only Jin-Woo's insane strength, but also the fact that he kept her safe the entire time during the Red Gate incident. Now we're almost at 100% respect, but before that, we've got Lee Ju-hee, who's got 98% respect for Jin-Woo. Ju-hee and Jin-Woo share a really close bond, and she's been by his side through a lot, even following him on raids just to make sure he didn't get himself killed. She saw the brave side of him, but she was always concerned about his health, so when Jin-Woo got seriously injured during a raid, she got genuinely mad at him for being so reckless. But she did tell him she'd forgive him, if he took her out for a meal afterward. So it's clear she had feelings for Jin-Woo, even back when he was just an E-rank hunter and known as the weakest hunter of mankind. But after the Double Dungeon and the Dungeon and Prisoners arc, Ju-hee retired from being a hunter and moved back home to Busan. Do you guys think Jin-Woo should have ended up with Ju-hee instead of Cha? Comment down below! Alright, now we've got Antares, the Monarch of Destruction, who also has 98% respect for Jin-Woo. Despite being one of the most bloodthirsty and terrifying characters in the series, Antares actually has a strong sense of honor. So, when he first encountered Jin-Woo and witnessed his insane strength and strategic brilliance, he was so impressed that he offered Jin-Woo an insane deal. He would spare humanity from extinction if Jin-Woo fought alongside him against the rulers. But of course, Jin-Woo didn't take the offer, and eventually Jin-Woo defeated Antares twice, but he still had nothing but respect and admiration for Jin-Woo's strength. And even though they were enemies, Antares considered Jin-Woo a worthy opponent. Then, decades later, when Antares faced off against Jin-Woo's son, Suho, he was incredibly disappointed to see how weak Suho was in comparison to his father. He outright told him that he was unworthy of succeeding Jin-Woo as his heir. So, Antares truly respected Jin-Woo, despite being on opposite sides. First up, with 100% respect for Jin-Woo, is Song Chi-yul. During the Double Dungeon, when he was ready to sacrifice himself to save the others, Jin-Woo, unable to move, told him to take Ju-hee and escape. Chi-yul followed Jin-Woo's order without hesitation, showing that he understood and respected Jin-Woo's sacrifice. Later, when they met again, Chi-yul was absolutely amazed by how much stronger Jin-Woo had become. Then, when it came time for Chi-yul to speak about the events during the Dungeon and Prisoners arc, he lied to protect Jin-Woo's secret, choosing to keep Jin-Woo's true strength hidden. He understood that he likely had his reasons, and this small lie was his way of showing gratitude and repaying Jin-Woo for saving his life. Now, with 100% respect for Jin-Woo, go Gun-hee. At first, Gun-hee respected Jin-Woo for his determination and resolve, as despite being literally the weakest hunter of mankind, Jin-Woo still pushed himself to provide for his family, risking his life in every raid to support them. And Gun-hee saw that kind of selflessness and admired it. But when he eventually learned about Jin-Woo's true strength, Gun-hee was left speechless, as he'd witnessed the drastic transformation Jin-Woo had gone through from a weak hunter to one of the strongest beings in the world. In the end, Gun-hee holds Jin-Woo in the highest regard, not just for his strength, but for his unwavering courage, his dedication to those he loves, and his mission to protect humanity at all costs. Moving on to his sister Sung-Jina, who also has 100% respect for her brother. Jin-Woo and Jina have a typical sibling relationship, teasing, bickering, but always caring for each other deeply. Now that Jin-Woo has been forced to take over as the breadwinner of the family after their mother fell into a coma, their bond became even deeper, and she deeply cares for his well-being, especially when he's out on a raid, which we clearly saw when she yelled at him after he nearly died in the double dungeon. But for all of Jin-Woo's sacrifices and the love he shows her, she has nothing but the utmost respect for him. After all, he's the one carrying their entire family on his shoulders. Next up, we've got Yoo Jin-ho, and of course, he's got 100% respect for Jin-Woo. Jin-ho absolutely idolizes Jin-Woo. But at first, he only partnered with Jin-Woo because he knew how powerful he was. But as they worked together, Jin-ho realized just how incredible of a person Jin-Woo really was. Jin-Woo treated him like a true partner and friend, never looking down on him despite their massive difference in power. And not only has Jin-Woo saved him once, but he's done it multiple times, even going so far as to take down Thomas Andre, a national-level hunter, just because Thomas's underling had hurt Jin-ho. So, after everything Jin-Woo's done for him, it's no wonder that Jin-ho has nothing but respect for him. Now, we've got Jin-Woo's wife, Cha Hae-in, and of course, she has 100% respect for her husband. At first, she was interested in Jin-Woo because he was the first hunter she had ever met who smelled nice to her. As if you didn't know, Cha is sensitive to the smell of mana, causing hunters and monsters to smell bad to her. But later, that initial curiosity turned into real feelings after she learned that he had saved her life during the 4th Jeju Island raid. Eventually, they of course became much closer, and now she's got nothing but respect for her husband. She respects his kindness, his strength, and how he always protects her. Someone else who also had a crush on Jin-Woo was Essel Radiru, who's got 100% respect for Jin-Woo. When they first fought on the 80th floor of the Demon Castle, Jin-Woo spared her life, which already earned her respect. But what truly blew her away was seeing his power firsthand, as Jin-Woo's strength to defeat Baran on the 100th floor left her shocked. Essel was so impressed and grateful for everything Jin-Woo had done that she wanted to celebrate by inviting him to a feast, as her clan had now reached the top. But when Jin-Woo used Shadow Exchange to disappear, she was left confused and sad. But despite that, she will forever hold a deep sense of gratitude toward him for everything he did. Continuing with the characters who's got 100% respect for Jin-Woo, and now we've got Ashbourne, the former Shadow Monarch. Despite the fact that Jin-Woo was pathetically weak and constantly within death's reach, he somehow always managed to escape with his life. And that resolve that he demonstrated in risking his life over and over again for the sake of his family impressed Ashbourne so much that he eventually came to believe that Jin-Woo was worthy of inheriting his power. So, he transferred his powers to Jin-Woo so he could succeed him as the next Shadow Monarch, even going behind Candiaru's back to make it happen. So, Ashbourne saw him as someone worthy of carrying on his legacy. Now, we've got Bellion, the first Shadow of the video, and just like his former master Ashbourne, he holds 100% respect for Jin-Woo. When Bellion became Jin-Woo's shadow, he recognized the similarities between Jin-Woo and his former master Ashbourne. He saw the same unyielding resolve and strength in Jin-Woo, which made him believe that Ashbourne had made the right choice in selecting him as his successor. So, he saw him as someone truly worthy of being the next Shadow Monarch, and he will happily serve him as his loyal soldier. Moving on to another shadow, we've got Igris, and he's got even more than 100% respect for his master, as he's actually got 120% respect for Jin-Woo. Igris absolutely believes that Jin-Woo is an amazing master, and it shows in every action he takes. He feels nothing but pride in serving him and is totally dedicated to fulfilling his duties. Being a knight, Igris is respectful and chivalrous to the core, so much so that after every battle Igris finishes for his master, he brings the head of his defeated enemy right to Jin-Woo and kneels to him. But Igris doesn't just see Jin-Woo as his master, he sees him as someone worthy to serve and protect, with nothing but absolute respect for him. Oh, you probably thought we were done. Nope. We've still got one character left who's got even more than 120% respect for Jin-Woo. Can you guess who it is? Well, it's of course Biru, and he's got infinite respect for Jin-Woo, as he respects and admires his master like a god, even to the point of complimenting his strength and skills in the middle of a fight. Over time, he started calling Jin-Woo Your Majesty, after getting hooked on K-dramas, which gave him a fun way of speaking. Biru's also always eager to prove his worth by annihilating any threat to his master, and at the same time, Biru craves Jin-Woo's approval and occasionally gets overzealous in trying to please him. So, to Biru, Jin-Woo isn't just a master, he's everything. How much do you respect Jin-Woo? Give me a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and watch this video next.